Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela Braniff, and today I'm sharing with y'all a very real and sort of raw look at our homeschooling space now that we've moved. So in our previous house, we had a big playroom, homeschool room. It was a finished-in garage. The house was like that when we bought it. That room was everything under the sun. It was a photography studio when I had my business. It was a playroom. It was a family room. And then it became a schoolroom. And it was so nice to have that. When we moved into this house, we kind of had this flex space in here that is a finished-in porch. It actually used to be the front of the house. So we've got these kind of two open windows and then a doorway right here that used to be the main door into the house, and then windows on the side. But when they did one of the renovations, this house has had like 3 or so renovations since its inception in the 1930s. So it's had a number of renovations, but someone enclosed this and made it into another sort of family space. The previous owners had it set up like a dining room. There's actually a fan right here in the middle, and they had a big dining table in here and they used it as a dining room. We felt like having a dining area in our kitchen was enough. We have our giant table in there with our benches and chairs, and that's really enough for us. I think that many modern families don't really use formal dining rooms as much anymore. I could be totally wrong about that, but I do think there are quite a few people who don't really use formal dining rooms as much, particularly if you have a lot of little kids. So for us, that is the case. This is also the only room in the house with a fireplace. And so we knew that we wanted this room to be something that could be more of a flex space. We wanted it to be something where we can do schoolwork in here, the kids can play in here, but we also had seating and availability to just relax and hang out in here. And now we've only been in the house for a few weeks, but I will say things change constantly. In terms of how we have things arranged and stuff, we kind of have been just constantly changing things, but I do have a larger vision for this space, and I think we're on track in terms of sort of creating what I want. And ultimately, we're kind of just working with the furniture that we have. I'm not buying new furniture for this space at this point. I'm just trying to utilize all the furniture that I had because I really want to make sure I'm solid on my vision for the room before I spend any money on furniture. So I just kind of want to show you the space, but what I really want to show you is that in our previous home, we had a huge homeschool closet. So we had a whole closet that we could store homeschool curriculum in. I had one of those big IKEA cubes. There was a 25 cube storage. I mean, we had storage coming out of our nose, okay? In this house, we have very little storage, very little hidden away spaces. It's actually a good thing, forces you to get rid of stuff and not keep stuff. However, when it comes to books and curriculum, I need to be able to put stuff away. I need to be able to not have workbooks laying out where toddlers can draw in them or babies can chew up the paper. I need to be able to put stuff away. So that has been a bit of a challenge, but what I want to show you is how I have kind of spread out our homeschooling stuff over like 4 different spaces in this downstairs area of our house. So I have some homeschool stuff in here, some in the kitchen in 2 different spots, 3 different spots, and some in the living room. That's how I found to kind of make it work. I definitely think if you don't have a dedicated homeschool space, there are different ways that you can make things aesthetically pleasing and still sort of have multiple use spaces and flex spaces. So without further ado, I've talked long enough. I always do. I'm so sorry. Let's get in and I'll show you around a little bit. All right, so this is sort of the overview of our homeschool playroom, flex room. Just kind of give you the wider picture here. All right, so like I mentioned in the intro, you can see that this used to be the entryway to the house. That was the door, and then the windows here. And then, like I said, they finished it in and to make it sort of like a screened-in porch, and now a fully usable room. So when I say, like, you know, just this is kind of a work in progress, obviously there's still moving boxes in here. So we are still not done forever by any means in this room, but I just wanted to show you guys kind of what it looks like and then show you the different spaces where I keep stuff. So as you come in here, we've got a bookshelf. This used to be in the living room of our old house, but it fits really well right here. And so this area is where I'm just keeping some of our books for different units and like geography stuff, some extra science stuff, just based on like subject. So some of these books are, you know, sort of reading and language arts and different things of that nature, just sort of here and separated by category. And then down here is where I'm keeping some of our readers that the kids are reading or going to be reading, that sort of thing. So these are more like resource type materials. So I like them to be out so the kids can access them and find them. If they need to look something up, then they can come over here and it's easy to find, you know, encyclopedias, bug books, different things that they might need. And then down here is where we keep diapers and wipes and all of that. So that stays there. And then we've got to go through the toys. We haven't done toys yet since we moved in. We just kind of have dumped some boxes in here. So it is what it is. I don't have any good explanation for this other than we need to go through and organize toys. And I want something more practical over here, but I'm still working that out. So we've got our morning basket for homeschooling right there, and then just Benji toys and all of that. So I'd mentioned before that I didn't want to set up this room like a dining room and put the table in the middle, but I thought about how it would still be really nice to have a table in here, both for homeschool and for playing, because the kids love to build Legos and draw and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted a table in here still. So what we did was we sort of created bench seating around it with those old benches that we used, kind of connected them there on the end, and created sort of some window seat bench seating on that side so it doesn't obstruct your view. But we've got some extra chairs and stuff here, so it gives us lots of space to work. Eventually, I would love to have like full-on window seats built all around here and around this direction, because it would be great for book storage underneath to do like a bookshelf all around. I also think it would be really neat to do like a ledge shelf that goes all the way around this whole room where I can put books around the top of it. I would love that so much. This is just, I threw stuff up here. The fireplace is by no means styled or anything like that. I just kind of threw some stuff up there, and I have plans. I've been pinning stuff, and I know the vibe I want in here, but it's just going to take time to find all the right pieces. Yeah, over here we've just got our record player and records, and then some of our big Animalium and Historium books are in here. Those are some of my favorite books. I've talked about those about 1,000,000 times. Record player, the kids love to come in here and play records and dance. And then of course we've got seating so that you can just chill. And then I'm using this cart, which was once in my office. So this is where I'm storing like our daily curriculum, because we're doing the gather round unit, family unit. So I store everything I need here, because sometimes we'll do stuff in here. But I'm going to show you guys where we've been going and doing the majority of our schoolwork. There's my top hat for poetry tea time. I figured that it would be a nice addition to hang my poetry tea time hat in here. So yeah, this is a kind of just a brief look at this space. So as you can see, there's actually not a ton of curriculum in here. So you might be wondering, Angie, where is the curriculum? There's the like family room, schoolroom, playroom area there. And then as you come in here towards the kitchen, I got these cabinets where the kids could still put their baskets and it wouldn't look too junky. I just put like our art books and president, just stuff that looked sort of nice. I didn't want a bunch of visually cluttering stuff. Again, I just kind of tossed some of my decor up there. I have not really gone through and placed everything decoration wise all over the whole house. I've just kind of tossed some things in places, and I will probably move them around 50 times. But I loved that the baskets kind of concealed that. And then these doors allow me to put actual curriculum, science kits, all of that stuff behind them. And I think that would look, it would just look junkier than I want. So yeah, so I love that I can slide that and you just see the baskets here and you don't see all the junky curriculum behind it. And same thing on this side. This is where I've got all of my like farm animal books and flower books and the book about bees and all this kind of stuff. I've got all my stuff in mama books here, and then the kids' baskets here. And then in this side, I've got some of my teacher stuff, notebooks, cameras, and just more supplies and stuff. But again, it's closed up so you don't see all the sort of junky stuff. So I like this. It's been working well for us. And then we've got these sneaky cabinets here in the kitchen that are underneath the island area. And this is where I'm storing like my laminator, some more art supplies, stuff I definitely don't really want the kids to get into without supervision. So most of the little kids don't even know this stuff is in here. So I've been hiding some stuff in extra cabinets in the kitchen right there. And the same thing on this side, on the opposite side of the cabinet, I've got more stuff in here that I'm storing. More homeschool stuff, craft stuff, paint, all of that is on this side hidden away. And then in here, in this sideboard thing, I guess is what these are called, and inside of this is where I have put all of our games and homeschool games, just, you know, regular games, Clue, puzzles, some of our experiment stuff, but just some of that larger stuff that I stored in the homeschool cabinet before, or in the homeschool closet in our old house. So yeah, it's not actually all that crazy spread out. It's in this cabinet, in those cabinets, these right here, and this right here. And I am still utilizing a couple of drawers in that black dresser that used to live in our kitchen before, and now it lives in the living room right here, which, as you can see, is not decorated or unpacked at all. I am using a couple of drawers in here for some stuff, but not really that much. All right, so that is sort of how we are utilizing all these different spaces, and I love that this space is both a playroom, a hangout room, a homeschool room. I come in here all the time and just sit, and this is actually like my favorite spot in the house right now. I love, you could probably tell it's like the only area I ever post pictures of, because I'm usually just sitting here looking out the window, listening to my record player, and I love it. I love it because when you sit here, well, now you see the van, but the van isn't usually parked there. It's usually over there. And you can look out over the pastures, and when the horses are there, it'll be so pretty. And I love this big sycamore tree right here, and the ground is filled with leaves falling out there. I just love it. So this is my favorite little spot to sit. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little tour of our homeschool area and just sort of how I sneak stuff into cabinets and stuff things away and have made it work. Again, it's only been a few weeks, but it is working for us. And I do think it will also help me with my habit of over purchasing homeschool stuff. I tend to like go all in and purchase a whole lot of stuff for units, and not that that stuff isn't valuable and you shouldn't do that if you want to, but it's definitely not necessary. I've always known it wasn't necessary, but now I don't really have the space to store it, so I have to really be discerning about what I'm buying for units and for curriculum and for books and things like that. I do have a vision of someday having like library walls, maybe in my office that's hopefully soon to come outside or something like that, but I would love to have like library walls, like, you know, like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, where I can have my little ladder and I can like, whoosh, you know, swing down the aisles and pick out books. And yeah, I mean, I think that would be fantastic. Don't have any idea where I'm going to create that. Probably will never happen, but a girl can dream, can't she? Okay, that's it for today's video, y'all. I hope that you enjoyed. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see y'all again very soon. Bye.